shut up? Hello and welcome back to the Can You Shut Up podcast. My name's Taylor and oh my god, I am filming this whole episode on YouTube right now. I'm having flashbacks to my YouTube days. The camera is right in front of me. I'm looking at myself in the little camera mirror thing. Oh my god, this is like kind of exciting. I feel a lot more confident. Like I'm just like, I've gone straight back to 14-year-old Taylor right now. I'm just like vibing, looking at myself. And I'm really hoping that this video format will still allow me to cut this whole video into like the 9:16 TikTok size format so I can keep reposting videos. But if it doesn't, that's just going to be a situation for future Taylor when she's editing this. I've got my big white fluffy blanket on because I have the aircon blaring right onto me because I am so freaking cold right now, but I need to have the aircon on at the lowest setting. Otherwise, I will start sweating from anxiety. That's caused by filming this podcast because I overthink what I'm going to say and I get all worked up and it's just not a vibe. So yeah, I don't know why I felt the need to explain that, but I just did anyway. So if you didn't read the title and you just clicked on this podcast, I'm going to be sharing my story of growing up as a tall gal and what I went through and my tips for you fellow tall girls out there, my fellow tall girlies. I'm going to be sharing like what helped me, what didn't help me, probably not what didn't help me, because I really can't remember half the shit I'm going to say. I literally talk to myself all day, every day. And I've been talking to myself all week about this episode and like just saying stuff. I'm like, oh my God, I need to remember to say that. But I think I'm going to forget half the stuff I wanted to say. So that's just that. I'm just chucking that out there now. But if you are listening to this on a Spotify or Apple Podcasts, come say hey on YouTube and watch me in the video if you want. Don't have to. Completely understand, because I either listen to podcasts when I'm driving. I listen to all the audio podcasts when I'm driving. I literally go through my Spotify subscribe podcast section. But then my favorite thing ever is watching video podcasts. Like I just put them on in the background and then I'm just doing my thing and I look up and see the people talking. I just love the video podcasts so much more. I'm not going to lie. I really love them. And all those American, like all my OG American favorite YouTubers like Law DIY and that, and the pretty basic girls like Remy and Alicia Marie, they are my OG YouTubers and they all do video podcasts now. And I love their setup so much. That's my goal with Can You Shut Up, is to have a bougie ass setup behind me, which, we don't really have that right now. I've got my freaking single LED light going off in the back. Actually, it's not a LED light. It's one of those sunset lamps. And I've just put it on the pink setting to like fit the branding. And I've got a pink little dress on that's a bit cute to fit the Can You Shut Up branding. So go off, girl. But oh my God, I'm really talking. I'm just thinking I'm back in YouTube right now. I'm just having mad flashbacks, but I love it. I'm just feeling my most confident 14, 15-year-old self right now. But let's get into my little weekly recap. So what did I do last week? This is where I just always struggle because what the hell did I do? What did I do? I worked all week. Actually, I did do something. No, I didn't. Wait, did I? Oh my God, wait, I have actually something exciting to say, to tell you all, because I've actually going to Ed Sheeran in 2 weeks. I'm going to the Ed Sheeran concert in 2 weeks. So that is something I'm very, very, very excited for. And I think I'm going to do like a get ready with me TikTok video and a vlog. I don't know, actually. I don't know why I'm just saying that. That is so random. But I don't really have anything amazing that happened in my week. Nothing really. But my holy shit moment for the week. This is actually really positive. One of my TikTok videos on the Can You Shut Up podcast TikTok account kind of blew up. She's on like nearly 80k views. And I went from 100 followers to over 600 followers on the Can You Shut Up TikTok account. So that is just an absolute slay. When I go into my podcast TikTok account, it says 99 plus notifications at the bottom. And I feel like a Charli D'Amelio. I'm like, girl, this is awesome. So we absolutely love that. That was a really positive and very thankful, gratitude, welcoming. What the fuck am I saying? I don't know. That was just a really, really amazing holy shit moment of the week, and I'm very grateful. So thank you, universe, for that. But now let's stop with the random ass rambling and get into this episode. So growing up as a tall girly, this is kind of like my story. My story, guys. That is so freaking cringe. Oh my God. This is not like my sad sob story or anything. This is just a thought. This is just the thoughts and feelings I had growing up as a tall girl. So basically I realized I was taller than everyone else, like all the other girls, and I was taller than pretty much all the boys as well. When I was in primary school, I think around like year 4, year 5, year 6, I think year 5 was the worst, like when I really realized. And I think I realized more so when people would point out, oh my God, like you're so tall, Taylor, you have such long legs. And I'd be like, go off. Like it didn't mean anything to me at first. And I started picking up on it as well when I was hanging out with my friends after all those comments had been made and stuff. And like I really started thinking about it. I would notice when I was hanging out with my group of friends that I was the tallest one there, and I had like the biggest shoe size and shit like that. At first, I just don't think it really fazed me. Like I didn't really care. But then I think the insecurity started to grow when I got told that, oh my God, you're so tall like a boy. And that's what hit home for me. I was like, oh, what the fuck? That's when I was like, oh my God, I'm tall. Oh my God, I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. And I hated my height. I absolutely hated my height. I would look up on Google multiple times a day, literally multiple times a day. I think it was the worst when I was like 13, 14. Oh my God, I hated it so much. I would look up on Google, right? Height reduction surgery. Yes, height reduction surgery. I was literally about to fucking go rob a bank so I could get all this money to go get height reduction surgery where they literally like cut your fucking legs open and shorten your legs. Like it's an actual thing. I was like ready for it, bro. I was ready to fly to America or wherever it was. I don't even know where it was, but it wasn't in Australia. But I was ready to fly wherever it was and get friggin' height reduction surgery at like 14. How bloody sad is that? Like poor Taylor, like that poor baby Taylor. I wish I could fly back and be like, girl, shut the fuck up. You're not getting height reduction surgery. It's going to be fine. And I used to think that I would never, ever, ever find a boyfriend because I'd never ever find a boy that was taller than me. And I had this mad fear that I would just never ever stop growing. I was like, I'm never going to stop growing. I am so fucking tall. And I would always watch YouTube videos of like taller girls that were taller than me to make myself feel better. Like I think I'm 5'11", and I would watch videos of like girls that were over 6 foot. And like there's this one girl that is around my age and she's like fucking 7 foot or something. And I would watch her to make me feel better about myself. I'd be like, oh, like at least I'm not her. Like how friggin' horrible is that? I had such a messed up mindset. But it would make me feel better because I'm like, wow, I need to be grateful that I'm not as tall as that. But then seeing her and she has like a height, something wrong with her height where she just never stops growing or she just keeps growing until she's a lot older. And I used to have this mad, mad fear that I would just never stop growing as well. And I used to Google that as well. I used to Google like how to stop growing, how to shrink. That's what I used to Google. I used to Google how to shrink and I made myself stop drinking milk. Like I stopped drinking all this stuff that would help you grow or like quote unquote would help you grow. I stopped eating all this food, like all protein stuff. Like, oh my God, I went through it, bro. And I always just felt so big. Like I didn't even feel just tall. I felt like big because I'd stay next to my friends that were like average height, like 5'6" or something. And I'd feel like a giant because I'd feel bigger than them because I was bigger, obviously. Like I had a bigger clothing size. Like they were all like size 6s and 8s and I was like a 10, a 12. And I felt fucking massive. I couldn't share shoes with them. Like all my girlfriends back when I was younger would swap clothes, like share shoe sizes. And I just couldn't do that because I couldn't fucking fit in anything. And that got me as well. I used to be like so insecure of my clothing size, which is absolutely ridiculous now that I think about it. Like, girl, come on. That is nothing. I was so insecure, so insecure. And oh, it makes me so sad thinking about it because I just remember in those moments, like, I hated it. I hated it so bad. Like, I used to just fucking be like, why couldn't I be a short girl? Like, I'm so jealous of all these short girls. And then I'd see comments on like Instagram posts and videos because TikTok wasn't a thing back then. But I'd see comments of people being like, oh my God, I'm so jealous of tall girls. Like, I wish I was tall. I hate being a short girl. And I used to think, like, shut the hell up. You don't even understand how hard it is being tall. Like, I wish I was a short girl. Like, you don't understand. Oh, it was not a good time. It was not a good time at all. And I remember I would just feel so manly. Like I just felt like a man. And that's because people would say to me, like, oh, you're built like a man. And that friggin' hit deep, bro. That took me years to get out of my head, like work on that insecurity. And sometimes it still comes back. But oh my God, that was just the worst. And I used to have this other mad insecurity. It wasn't really like an insecurity, it was just this thing in my head that was engraved in my head that I had to be a lesbian. I felt this need that I had to be a lesbian because I was tall. Like, what the fuck? I'm sorry, what the fuck is that? Oh, I remember thinking that, like, I remember thinking to myself, because I'm so big, quote unquote big, I was not fucking like big. I just had that in my head because I was taller than other girls. But because I was like quote unquote big and tall, I had to be like a lesbian because no guy would ever want me because I was too big and tall. That's literally my thoughts. Like, I'm sorry, what the actual frick is that? What is that about? Oh my God, I literally just thinking back to that right now. I'm like, bro, poor girl. Like, what the hell was she thinking? And I remember when we'd get like the group school photos done and they'd say like, okay, all the tall kids come to the back. And like, I'd be the only girl back there with like all these boys that I was like fucking taller than half of them anyway. I was taller than half of them anyway. Oh my God. What a stitch up. I'm just having like mad flashbacks. I'm like, oh, girl. And another thing was that I could not stand seeing myself in photos because I looked so big. Well, this is how my brain looked at the photo. I just looked so big and fat and tall compared to my friends. I was like, oh, I just look so ugly and manly. Like I would untag myself from these photos. Like all these photos that I'm in, all over the internet, like I don't know where they are. I don't know how to find them because I untagged myself because I was an insecure little bitch. And I trained myself to do that little poser pictures where you got like one leg slightly bent so you look a little bit shorter, like you're like leaning down. So I've trained myself to do that, and I still catch myself to this day doing that in photos to look that tiny bit shorter. Like, girl, come on now. And another thing I would do was look up online how to make yourself appear shorter. And one of the things was to stand for like 8 hours a day or something. And I remember I would be in my room just like standing there on my phone, trying to have a good posture, just standing there thinking that this is going to make me appear shorter and like shrink throughout the day if I just keep standing up. Like I was doing some whack ass shit. And it took me so much, and I mean so much inner work to get rid of those insecurities, build myself back up, fall in love with my height, which I can quite confidently say that I freaking love my height now. I'm very confident within my height now. And I'll walk around places with my shoulders back. Like I'll be fucking proud of my height, because usually I'd be like all scrunched up and be like, oh, don't look at me. I don't want to stand out in the crowd. And now I'm like, girl, look at me. I'm tall. I'm coming through. Watch out, bitch. So it took a lot of inner work to get here, but I'm so grateful that I'm at this point now, because, oh, poor Taylor back then. I feel sorry for a girl because she was going through it. She just wanted to be a short girl so bad. I thought the universe made me, well, I didn't even really know about the universe back then, but I just thought something made me tall because they hated me. They wanted me to be ugly. They wanted me to be look like a man. All these crazy thoughts. But now we're here. We love our height. We love the confidence that comes with the height. Like I'll just walk into a room and be like, oh, that's right, bitch. Look at me. I'm tall. But I'm going to share with you some of the tips that helped me. And I'm going to start by saying that if somebody told me, well, I did, like people did, and I did read tips as well when I was younger and was at the worst with my height. I did read the tips and people told me tips and like things I can do to help my insecurity. But honestly, 14-year-old Taylor did not fucking listen. 14-year-old Taylor didn't care what anyone had to say. None of the tips helped me. They just made me feel worse. So if you're going through that phase right now and you absolutely hate your height, like you just hate your height so freaking much, and it just feels like nothing will ever get better. Like you're never going to like your height. You just can't see any positive in being a tall girl. Like you can't see any positive outcome in being a tall girl. I mean, I could sit here and tell you all these amazing motivational speeches. Like I could sit here and say all these motivational quotes to make you love your height, but it's not going to fucking work because I've been there. I went through it. Nothing worked for me. I just had to hit rock bottom with my height, realize that there's absolutely nothing that can be done except fall in love with your height. So that's what I did. I built up my love for my height from the very ground up, that's for sure. One of the biggest things I did that actually really helped was fake it till you make it. And what I would do was walk into a room with my shoulders back. I felt insecure as hell. I literally just wanted a hole to open in the ground and just swallow me. I did not want to be there, but I would just really try and fake it. Like just be like, I love my height. I love my fucking height. Walk around shoulders back, good posture. And one of the biggest things that made me feel so empowering was when I put on heels. And that was fucking triggering, but I put on heels, and I used to put on heels a lot, and I'd be even taller, obviously. And I felt empowering when I'd put on heels. I'm like, girl, look at me slay right now. Oh my God, this is so fucking, why do I keep saying that? Oh my God. But I was like, I was feeling so confident. I had the biggest confident boost of my life when I would put on heels. So that really helped as well. And the other thing that really helped was affirmations. Looking at myself in the mirror, looking at myself in the eyes, like looking straight through to my soul, saying this shit. And I'd say like, you are a tall queen. Oh my God, I would not say that because queen, like the word queen, and like saying that queen word wasn't even a thing back then. but I'd look at myself and be like, you are beautiful. You're amazing. All these basic affirmations that do work. And just becoming aware of my negative thoughts when I'd look in the mirror at myself, and my brain would automatically go, oh, you're so tall and ugly and you look like a man. As soon as those thoughts would come up, I'd notice them and be like, no girl, we look fucking hot as shit. You know, just like redirect those thoughts. And it definitely takes time, because over like a couple of years, few years, 4 years, who knows really, it took a lot of time, but those thoughts have really changed now. And I have never, for maybe like a good 2 years now, I've never looked in the mirror and been like, you're a fucking tall, ugly bitch. I have never ever thought that for like a good 2 years. And my absolute biggest tip is to do the inner work. Write down absolutely everything, all the horrible negative things you've said about yourself, all the horrible things people have said to you, even if they weren't horrible, even if someone just said, oh, you're so tall, like your legs are so long, how tall are you now? When people say that to you, they don't realize how much it affects you. Because I remember people would be like, oh my God, you're growing so much. Like you've grown so much. You know, when your nana or your fucking auntie would be like, oh my God, you've grown so much since last time I seen you. That would trigger the absolute shit out of me. And how innocent are they saying? Like they say that from such a place of innocency. Innocency? I don't even know that's a word, but you get what I'm saying. And that would hit me deep. I'd be like, oh, I've gotten even taller. Oh shit. So I'd write down everything. And then once I just get all that stuff out of my head and start redirecting my thoughts, I'd kind of just changed my beliefs around how I see my height, like how I see my height. Because I used to see it as this big, scary, horrible, ugly, manly, quote unquote, manly thing. But now I see it as this really kind of beautiful thing. Like I'm tall and I need to embrace that. Like all these comments I see on TikTok now of short girls saying, I wish I was tall. I don't look at them in a negative light and be like, no, you fucking don't. I look at them like, yeah, being tall is such a blessing and a positive. Like, look how many amazing things I can do with my height. It's amazing. And oh, that's another tip too. Another thing that really helped me is watching modeling videos and seeing all the other tall queens on there. Gigi, Kendall, all those girls. Like I'd watch videos of them and all the other girls too that I have no idea. I cannot remember any names. They're the only two ones I can remember. But I'd watch modeling videos and that would really make me feel very confident and empowered. I'd be like, yeah, like fellow tall girls, we love this. They're all models. And now when I meet someone for the first time and they say, oh my God, you are so tall. Did you play basketball? I'm like, girl, I did not know I was tall. Thank you for pointing that out because I would have gone about my whole life thinking I was short. So I appreciate you pointing that out. But no, I did not play basketball. And that's literally how the conversation goes now. And I don't attach any emotion to their words. No emotion. If someone said that to me back in like a few years ago, I would have gone home and cried. I'm not even joking. I would have had like a breakdown. I would be like, this is horrible. I hate my height. But now like I just don't even think about it. So if any of my fellow tall girlies are watching this, if you're watching on YouTube, you probably, I need to take a fun thumbnail picture. I forgot about that. Oh my God, I haven't taken a thumbnail picture for so long. But if any of my fellow tall girlies are watching this, I just want you to know that it will get better. It might take some time, but just know that your height is absolutely beautiful and you are uniquely you. You are literally placed on this earth as the most unique person ever. Like no one else is you. Literally nobody else in these billions of people are you. You are so unique. You are so beautiful. And remember that your height does not define you. It does not define you one little bit. And when you start talking to yourself negatively, redirect those thoughts. Notice those thoughts, stop them, and rewire your brain to think positively about your height. And then trust me, over time, you're going to be an absolute confident, tall queen, and you're going to be freaking proud of your height. I really hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you enjoyed getting a little bit of an insight into what it's like growing up as a tall girl, because it was not the best vibe, that's for sure. But hey, it made me who I am. It grew me, literally. And yeah, if you want to see me talking, head over to my YouTube channel. I'll have it linked down below. And you can watch this whole episode while you're just doing something. You know, just have me playing in the background with my face on your screen if you want to. But if you're driving in the car, drive safely, get to where you need to go. And I'll be back in your ears next week. All right, goodbye for now, my dudes.